What's up guys? In this video we're going to get the CRV running and driving, and I've already been working on it a little bit. I got the clutch line connected there to the reservoir, starters in, probably the odds and ends over here connected, but I'm about to hook up the exhaust and throw the axles in. So I'm going to first put the drive shaft bolts in. Here's the drive shaft, and I already put it in neutral, so I was able to spin this around, and well, now it's all lined up. So I'll just throw the 4 bolts in, and you can't get them mixed up because they're that 12-point bolt, so they don't get mixed up. So I'll get this all put together. Slave cylinder getting bolted on, and just need to connect the line and should be set. Seems like I just gotta mount this on the bracket here. I got this line. I think this bolts to the firewall and connects to my hard line here. Alright, the line's fully installed, and I was able to use these factory bolt mounting holes right here. Just need to finalize this little bracket, just 2 little tins to hold it there, but it's all connected up to slave cylinder here. So I just got to bleed the system and we should have a fully working clutch. One other thing to note is that I won't have to extend this thing here. It can reach just fine to there, but the starter trigger definitely got to get extended, and I do have a piece of wire here from a starter signal from another harness that I had before. I think this is from the Prelude harness, but it's the right gauge to extend it, so I'll just splice this in there. Okay, so yeah, it's 122, and I'm calling it a night on this. So it's the next day, and I've kind of got this little lower portion kind of fitted. This is kind of where it would go, but I'm going to need to like get a square block of tube right here so I can screw it down to the ground and screw this to it so I can mount this little cover. But I tried putting this cover on, and all these boxes are in the way, so next thing is I'm going to take this all apart right here. definitely think we need to cut this carpet back, and we need to remove this piece of plastic right here for sure, because the cables are going to go right behind this bracket, right under here. So yeah, we gotta try to get this big old plastic piece out of here for sure. This is just totally in the way, so we'll try to remove this thing. Okay, so I've been working on the CRV for a minute. I got the boxes that were out of here, like a cup holder and a CD holder deal, and also the boxes that were under here. I threw them out right here. That's what it kind of looks like. They feed air to underneath the seats, so people behind you can have like hot air on their toes and stuff. But it was kind of in the way. I don't remember how the 5-speed one was, but it didn't have a huge lump right there. So we got that out. Next thing I want to do is cut a hole for the cables, and I'm basically doing it right here on this little hill. There's like a little tiny little bump on the floor here behind these two bolts, and I'm just going to cut a little rectangle out right over here. See if I can show you. Basically around that sound deadening stuff and that cut up check. Put a little square hole right there, or whatever. So I'll try to get that done, and after that we can mount this shifter box. So it sits kind of low. See if the cables came through. It'd be a little too high, so we need to like raise this up. And I'm not sure exactly where forward or back yet, so I kind of got some of the interior pieces, so I got an idea, but I really need the cables in there, and then we can just kind of get a basic mock-up of where it would go, and then we can come up with some ideas. Because on this right here, see, these back ones are flat, so I can use like a piece of flat steel and create a box and weld it up. But on this one it's slanted, so I'll just have to drill these out onto the steel, figure out the angle, and then tack it in place, and then take it all apart and weld it all up, and it should be a pretty nice straight box. Pretty straightforward. Just got to figure out where it's got to go and how high. I kind of measured with let's see, this interior piece right here, this thing, and this kind of hides the bottom half of it, but this right here to the ground is about 2.5 inches, so that's my start. And then I think, I'm not sure where this went exactly, maybe if it was tucked back here, but I might just need to make it a little higher, and might just need to go a little forward. Not too sure, we'll see. But I gotta cut the hole in the floor for the cables now, so we'll get that all cut up. So right now I'm just gonna try to remove the cable right here. This goes to the transmission from this little shifter on the dash. I'm gonna try to leave the shifter up here and leave it connected, but but I'm just trying to remove the cable, so I'm going to take off these covers and try to get to it. Okay, so the cable just connects right here. So we'll just try to see, pull this clip off. So this is holding the cable in. There's just like one big nut right here. Try to find something to bust that loose. There it is. So I'll just pull it through the floor. See, it should come out pretty easily. Let's see where we're at. So this is cable right here. Okay, I fixed the snag up top. Should just pull out. There it is. Little shifter cable. It's crap. Getting close to falling out. That might be it. I can see inside. Let's see what it looks like up top. I don't even know where that piece of metal went. Oh, it's sitting right here. It's a pretty good hole. Alright, so now I'll run the cables through. Okay, so now I have the hole cut on the car, and I'm going to try to slide these shifter cables up and over the subframe, get them clipped in. So they can't move at all anymore. I might have to take off this bracket and maybe cut off that grommet, or I might be able to use the grommet still, but on my Civic sedan I cut the grommet off and I just had the two bare cables. So we're going to slide this up and through and see where we're at as far as mounting the shifter box, where it's going to go. Okay, so an update, I got the cables connected here on the transmission, I just have to put the clips in it, like for this cable here, and on this back one here, you just slide one of these clips on there. So right now I'm just getting the little washers on the cables. The clips that hold the cables to the transmission are in, so I just gotta get little clips for this, and the cables will be all set up, and then we just have to go into the car, button it up inside the car. Cables all clipped in, cotter pins all set. Okay, so I got the cables in, but a quick tip, if you guys are going to do this, I suggest putting this side in first and then connecting it on the transmission, because when I was sliding it through this hole, they had to go straight up and they were hitting this box, then they had to angle them super crazy, but right when you get through the hole, they have to go right underneath this metal bracket, so it's super tight in here. But now I got these cables here. I don't know if you can see the grommet here, but that grommet's kind of sealing the hole a little bit. Might be able to pull it through, but got plenty of room. So now we figured the cables go about here. So anywhere, once I connect the box, then I can start making measurements for a little pedestal kind of deal. Get the box up here in the air. That's a quick update for you. So now I got the shifter box connected with the cable underneath, this here on the side, and so this connects just like how they do on the transmission. You just slide a little clip in there like this. So once these are in, I'll be able to figure out just how high. I gotta make a little box for it. So I mean, this is messed up. It's gotta go like this high or something. So we'll get that situated here in a second. Yeah, so I really just gotta get the box sitting about one sandal high, and it's working. I could get in a reverse if I used I had my other hand here, but it works. Guarantee you it does. So I was just doing it, but it's just kind of hard to get leverage. But these are the first transmission sounds. We're shifted. Woo! So I was planning on using this stuff here from the 5-speed car, but that bottom piece needed to be up off the floor. Maybe I didn't need to remove that black box under here, and it fit pretty shittily in here because I needed I guess maybe the 5-speed cup holders. They didn't mount right for the boot section of it, so I might just put the box in here and make a little box for the floor and just run it like this, and just keep this all clean looking instead of just all gutted out and having that stuff in there, but have gaps and have some stuff missing. But if I ever find 5-speed cup holders, maybe I'll switch things around. But I think just to get the car going, just to make a little box for this, and so I can start driving and getting around, I think that might be the ticket for this one. So I mean, it looks clean. It's all, I just gotta put all the screws back, but no big deal. This kind of hides. The cable is pretty discreet, just right through this slit right there. No big deal. So yeah, I'll probably just make my box. So I'm making measurements for this rear bracket, how high I'm going to make it. So I'm going to have a piece of flat stock going 8 inches across, and we'll have 2 coming up at 3.5 inches to raise it up, and we'll have one at 6 inches across for these bolts to bolt down to. Even though these are only 4.5 across, we need a little bit overhanging. But once this is all propped up, then we can take the final measurements for these ones back here, And then once it's all set up, we can just weld it all up and bolt it down. And then I'll always be able to just mount it to it. And I might just weld both brackets together so it's just one whole piece. So I bolt that down and then bolt this down to it, and it will line up perfectly. So we're gonna try to build that right now. We'll give it a shot. Well, we got the bracket done. I call it some penetration. I mean, it's solid though. It's whoops, it's about to fall on its ass. Saved it. Some penetration, because my miller's acting up, you know. My miller boys. Okay, well, I haven't tried test fitting it yet, so I'll take you guys along and try test fitting this little bracket. I just set up a light in there, and I just thought maybe you guys would want to see the very first mock-up. So let me get in the car first. So, this is what we're working with. Try to hang this on the steering wheel. Alright, so shifter. Stick in. This is a little higher. Say, on here. And then just depending on where I put my bolt, you know, that's mocked up on the back side. I just gotta drill some holes and center this up, and then we'll drill through the floor, do a nut and bolt through the bottom, and then that will decide where this bracket is. It'll go across here and bolt down to the ground. And maybe I'll shave some of these edges down right here. After I figure out exactly where I'm going to bolt it down, I'll shave these edges down. But I didn't want to actually bolt it down yet because I know I want to take it off, paint it, you know. And since I might not have like a shift boot and everything, I might just, maybe I'll paint this shifter box too so it's kind of blends in. But sitting here isn't so bad. The cables look pretty straight. It doesn't look like no problem at all. So I'll start working on the second little pedestal deal. Okay, so I got the other side made. It's the one here in front. And it kind of has a nicer edges other than that one. But from the side, it's kind of the same angle, and it's gonna have some room to flex too when it's all pushed down, and it's gonna get sucked down to the carpet too. when I bolt it down. So I'm gonna sit something like this. Kind of wanted all the factory pieces around it, but I'm gonna get the car driving like this. And I could probably make some tabs to fit the other stuff on there to get it to line up. But for now, that's gonna be it for tonight. So I'm done. I might just continue welding that up, but that's about it. But if you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Bye.